It's been about 15 years since our region made its first big bet on green building. PNC Firstside Center opened in the year 2000 as the nation's largest green building. A year or so later, the David L. Lawrence Convention Center took the title at another corner of the Golden Triangle. Well, PNC's since made eco-friendly development a core value of the corporation. And along the way, the company has saved lots of money through energy efficiency. Nana Wilberforce is here to share a few of the lessons learned. He's energy manager with PNC. And welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's been a 15-year journey. I would imagine as bankers, you pay a lot of attention to whether there's any sort of ROI in all of this green stuff. Are you finding there is one?
Yeah, there is ROI in all the green stuff that we do. So every energy efficiency project that we do, we look at it from an ROI perspective. We try to look at it from a 2 to 3 year payback analysis. We do a 2 to 3 year payback analysis of everything we do. And at worst, we look at a 4-year ROI for any project that we look into.
But you can often deploy these kinds of technologies and get a return on investment in as little as 2 or 3 years?
Yes, yeah. It depends on the existing structures in the building. So we look at buildings that have worse energy efficiency technology, and then we move those buildings from the worst side to the good side. So we try as much as possible to classify our buildings into 3 categories. We have the first one is called the good, the bad, and then the ugly ones.
Good, bad, and then the ugly. Okay, I love that, right.
And then we try working on projects on the ugly side and then try to move them to the good, so it becomes a complete cycle over and over again.
So and the ugly ones, I imagine you can make some big leaps pretty quickly with that upfront investment, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And there are 2 sides to energy efficiency. Most of the time, the first side is the technology, where you look at existing technology and you look to bring those technologies to the future. And then also we have the side in which deals with human behavior in the building. So far, there's not been too much done in that side, so PNC has taken the lead on that aspect. So we worked on a project which was a plug load reduction project with Carnegie Mellon University. And the idea of the project was to look at ways in which we could reduce the energy consumption from plug loads. Now, if you look at the total energy consumption of buildings, plug loads takes about...
Now, plug loads, so are you talking about the plug that goes into the wall?
Yes. Yeah, so
okay.
It's the energy consumption from the plugs to the wall, but it's the individual device that you connect to the plug. So,
well, I hear about this, like all the vampire devices, everything nowadays seems to have a chip in it, and it's sucking power whether or not you're actually using the device itself, right?
Yes. So what we did was we had a system, we developed a dashboard, and then we had a system called the plug-wise device, which is this device.
Okay.
And then we put it in all the plug outlets. And any time anybody plugs in something, it measures the energy consumption and then gives it to that particular person. So they could see the energy consumption of every device that's within their space. So if it's their desk lamp, if it's their computers, if it's their phone, they see all of that. And what PNC does, or what my group does, is that we don't actually tell you what to do with that information, but we classify that information into 3. We have the red side, which is your energy consumption is really bad. And we have the yellow side, which it means you're transitioning to either good or bad. And we have the green side. Now, what we found out was when people look at the energy consumption, the red, the yellow, and then the green, they always want to be on the good side. So they don't really compete with other people, but they compete with themselves because the data is based on your data 9 months ago.
So there's just kind of, oh, I see, you're actually comparing your trend over time.
Yeah.
So I was red 9 months ago, I'm still red, I am really a bad person.
Exactly.
I need to change my behavior, right?
Yes, and nobody tells you to change it. So people actually try as much as possible to change their behavior, and we give them suggestions as to what they could do, and they really pick those suggestions and do it. So I noticed that sometimes when you're going out for break, employees that don't really switch off their desk lights or even their monitors, now switch off their desk lights and monitors, then that contributes to the total energy savings.
And so you really see the change in behavior by using these behavioral techniques coupled with the technology. So a little bit of time left, but are you seeing results? I mean, you've done this analysis with CMU. Does it actually seem to be paying off?
It actually paid off. So what we learned is what people that we had 4 sets of people. First was we didn't give them any information. We just told them, well, maybe we might be doing a project. And we told them, well, there are projects about energy efficiency, and this is something you could do about energy efficiency. Well, their energy consumption went down by 7%. And people that we also gave employees dashboard, but we didn't give them any controls to switch off or switch on anything. Their consumption went down by 13%. Then we gave a group a dashboard with controls. Their consumption went down by 26%.
26%.
And then the third group, we gave them dashboard controls, and then we also gave them the ability to automate it if they wanted, and went up by almost 38%.
When you could automate it, it went down by 38%. But even just telling people you were doing an experiment, you got a 7% improvement.
Exactly.
But that's really remarkable. It shows how powerful human behavior is going to be in ultimately using energy as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, and also one thing it shows is that when you give people the information without telling them what to do, they're able to take very good informed decisions and then make the best, based on the information that you give, and then make the best judgment out of that.
Wow, really cool stuff. Great to see this kind of research and innovation and insight happening here in our region. Nana Wilberforce from PNC. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And when we return, building our region's energy workforce by better connecting the people who do the hiring. We'll find out how it networks. Stay with us.